welcome. My name is Nancy MacKay, and I'm the founder and CEO of MacKay CEO Forums. Our vision is to populate the world with better leaders. And I believe that as CEOs, we all have to become exponential leaders to thrive in the world that we live in today. Now, why is that? Because the volatility, complexity, uncertainty, and craziness that we all live in today is unprecedented, and it's only going to get faster, which is exactly why our topic today is what CEOs need to do to thrive in an exponential change world. Our second panelist is Sunny Ghataurah, who is the CEO of AES Engineering. Sunny is a true exponential leader. Working from the ground up, Sunny got his start as an electrician at the age of 12 and moved on to become a foreman and general contractor at the age of 16. After rising through the ranks of Keene Engineering, where he made history by becoming the firm's youngest associate at 26, Sunny founded his own company, Applied Engineering Solutions, with the Vancouver office in 2008. He quickly took AES to 5 employees with annual revenue in less than a year of nearly $1 million. In 5 years, he had built the company to an employee base of 40 with 6 times the annual revenue and 60% of Vancouver's electrical consulting market share. Beyond growing a business, Sunny is driven to harness the brilliance of millennials, artificial intelligence, and augmented reality to change the way we work and deliver projects in the building construction industry. Little known fact about Sunny is that he was born in India and moved to Dubai when he was 3 months old with his parents. In 1991, at the age of 12, with only clothes on their back, Sunny and his family fled the Middle East and landed in Vancouver 3 days later. His focus in life since has been to create a better tomorrow. Let's give him a big round of applause.
AES Engineering, we work closely with architects, designers, developers, and landlords and institutional clients in delivering projects. We design buildings and infrastructure projects. Whether you're commuting to work on Canada Line or Evergreen Line, whether we're healing kids at Children and Women's or at Ronald McDonald House, or whether we're advancing research at UBC or SFU, types of projects that we get involved in. My career, Nancy spoke a little bit about it. I started in 91 and then 93 again as electrician. Switched gears in 98 and 2000, reschooled, and in 2002 went into consulting. Started with sawmills, and of course that economy tanked in 2002. Switched into buildings and joined Keene Engineering, made partner. Firm sold to Stantec, made partner. And in 2008, if you remember 2008, markets were hot, times were good, business was good, you had a pulse, you had a heartbeat, you were doing deals, and deal after deal was just getting done. So I said, hey, let's go. And I quit and started on our own and opened an office in Vancouver. And then October 10th, 2008, Lehman Brothers crashed. If you remember the folding of the financial institutions. Today, we're 90 people. We've got an office in Calgary, Vancouver, and Victoria. Proud to announce the opening of Edmonton on March 20th, about 3 weeks from today. We just signed the lease last night. So our message is very simple. How do we create a better tomorrow together? I believe in 3 strategies, and I'm going to share them with you now. The first one, millennials and technology, and yes, they are very important. We'll talk about some of that. Writing the rules instead of following them, and gaining social license. The first one, harnessing the potential of millennials and technology. I'm 38 years old, and I'm a digital immigrant. I've got many folks in my firm. They're digital dinosaurs. Millennials are digital native, and the next gen is the screenials. My son's 3.5 years old, and he learned how to stream content from my smartphone to my smart TV when he was 1.5 years old. I now know how to do it. We've got young kids, students, and new hires who love technology and cannot function without it. They come to work with a lot of enthusiasm. Raquel in Calgary, Patrick in Victoria, or James in our Vancouver office. Just absolutely brilliant, and that's where our innovation comes from, believe it or not. It's not just me. Alex Tivy, one of our most smartest individuals I've ever met, has found a way to simplify every process and procedure in-house. We just don't tell them what the rules are. We ask them how to change the rules. So pigeonholing staff on day one, because that's what my boss made me do, is not what we do. So we give them enough freedom to explore and come up with different methods, from dashboards to systems to metering displays, and I'd welcome you to come into our office and have a look at our reception for all the creations. Him, along with every other staff in our company, have direct access to me and the keys to my house, which is not common in many firms. So that's where ideas turn from ideas to actual implementation. Listening to interns, co-ops, and new hires are how we innovate and move forward. Lesson number 2, write the rules instead of following them. Every single person in the audience here can clearly identify a trend or a fad. In 2013, the province introduced ASHRAE and NECB. They're very, very strict versions of the energy codes into building codes. So rather than just constructing the way we've always done it, we have to do things differently, a bit smarter. The industry got the bulletins, and we tossed them. Nobody read them, nobody bothered looking at it. And in reality, the construction process was going to change so dramatically that process was backwards, costs were different, and the way we did business for the last 25 years was no longer. We embraced the material. I used to call every single client 2 or 3 times a day, begging them to get us in front of them for an hour in return for free lunch, some handout materials, and some training. We did it for years. At the end of second year, we had spent $300,000 at cost without multiplier. By the end of second year, we started getting calls from associations, from buildex, from authorities having jurisdictions. Once a lawsuit started with things not going right, come and talk to us about this little energy code stuff. So we started talking. Today, we're proud to be the consultants to the authorities having jurisdiction in British Columbia and in Alberta. We help them write the rules, interpret the rules, and then enforce the codes and standards in the 2 provinces. And we recently got invited to go to Ontario to help them on climate change and introducing climate change into building codes and how we're going to go to net zero. We've also developed a course at BCIT, and we've written the course, and now we teach it. And we're doing the same in Alberta, and we'll be approaching NAIT and SAIT shortly as well. The last one, create opportunities to have social license. Believe it or not, it is very important. Become thought leaders, and everybody here is. Elon Musk, today, short of murder, could do just about anything he wants, and everybody here would say yes. He's earned it in our books, in our minds, and in our hearts. Steve Jobs, when he was around, said no more CD-ROMs in laptops. And we said, sure, we'll get USB sticks. Steve Jobs and Elon Musk have social license. Today's millennials will be tomorrow's leaders. By 2020, they will be half of the world's employees and workforce. Millennials connect and grant social license. We just won a project for a large institution who's backed by Chinese money with billions in investments. They selected us based on our social media profile and what community outreach we do. BCIT's marketing management students are expected to volunteer 500 hours towards a business consulting project for a company they select. So they went online and posted to social media, and one of the girls in our office nominated our company, and we were shortlisted down to 4. The students were not excited to do a marketing assignment on an engineering firm. We're not Tesla, we're not Google, we're not SpaceX. However, once they learned about the role that engineers played in designing sustainable projects, our company's contributions and donations to BCIT, they felt that AES aligned with their values and morals around education and advancement. They were also impressed that we personally took the time to create a course at BCIT to teach, and we are now working with CSA to enforce that as a certification across Canada and then the US, as we work towards creating and solving the 2030 challenge. So, needless to say, we made the final cut. In closing, when you think of your key stakeholders, your clients, your staff, your loved ones, and most importantly, your community, I ask you to think about how you can help create a better tomorrow. Thank you.